Hello everybody, it is Foolish Pedro here, maker of the 100 Ways to Die series, which has just reached its 30th episode. And to celebrate, I thought I'd look back at my favourite deaths from each of the videos. That does actually sound quite morbid now that I say it out loud. But oh well, this series hasn't really taken itself seriously anyway. I'm going to start with my newest video and make my way backwards, as well as giving you a bit of behind the scenes information along the way. My favourite clips aren't always the funniest. I've chosen them for a number of different reasons, mainly because it has given me something different to talk about. I'm sure you all out there have your favourite clips, and I seriously doubt you'll agree with me when it comes to picking favourites. So feel free to leave comments on your favourites below. Why not make your own video about it? Seriously, I'd love to see one of you guys make a video about my videos. I will be including my remastered videos as they were built from scratch and videos in their own right. I won't be doing the side-to-side videos, and you also won't find 80 ways to honk in Untitled Goose Game in this video either, because that would just be dumb. And also, I secretly hate that video. So let's get on with the list. My newest video actually contains the oldest game I featured in my series. Long-term viewers of my series will know a big part of my videos is the sound effects. The one piece of pop culture that is referenced more than any other has to be The Simpsons. And this audio clip actually featured all the way back in my very first 100 Ways to Die video. This particular clip features in the episode Radioactive Man, and the line I often use is, "So goggles do nothing!" Normally I use this in relation to night vision goggles, but in fighting two massive vats of acid in this game, I knew what had to be done and used pretty much the clip in its entirety.
Now that's real acid, so I want to see goggle.
My eyes, the goggles do nothing.
In making this video, Vice City found multiple ways to disappoint me on many levels. Whether it was gas pumps not exploding when I drove into them, or just simply clipping through planes when they were coming into land at the airport. One particular mission in the game sees you flying around in a seaplane. There is also a fuel gauge. Now I left the camera rolling and waited to run out of fuel to see what would happen. Honestly, I thought nothing would happen, and that I'd just get a simple game over message or something. But what happened surprised me and defied all logic. It was so bonkers the only way to portray my bewilderment was to place in a meme here. The only visual meme I've used in the entire series. I loved making this one, any excuse to play Titanfall 2 again. This series does make me look like a bit of an idiot, and like I don't know how to play video games. So this next clip proves how much of a badass I can be. Well, at least try to be. Admittedly, the death isn't particularly interesting this one, but the build up to it was a lot of fun to do. I absolutely love the mission where you have this wrist device that makes you time travel, and I use it to great effect in this next clip. I hope long-term viewers of this series have your favourite running gags that you always look out for, and it always gives you a little smile on your face when I feature them again. One of my recurring gags is being an unappreciated artist. This allows me to get creative in the videos and create my very own artwork. Most of the time I use explosives and draw a smiley face. The laser in Advanced Warfare gave me an opportunity to use a different media. Instead of a smiley face, I decided to go for a completely different part of human anatomy, specifically that of the male. I love this game so much, it's one of my all-time favourites. This next clip actually combines two of my favourite games, both of which are PlayStation exclusives. The audio comes from The Last of Us Part 2. In a flashback sequence where Ellie climbs up a model dinosaur, the audio works so well with the visual you can almost imagine Joel just off screen shouting at Aloy as she climbs this tall neck.
What are you doing?
I'm climbing a dinosaur!
Yeah, I can see that. Just don't die falling off of one.
Look at me! I'm on a motherfucking dinosaur!
Whoa, 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 don't jump!
Ah!
This video is a remaster of by far the most popular video on my channel. It was so much fun to make this video, and it was great to see it brought so much nostalgia and joy to many of you out there. I get a lot of comments about this next clip, and I know it makes many people out there laugh. and it was nice to update it with some more up-to-date modern music. I also went on my way to create the most cheesiest, naff-looking memorial thing ever. For a character in the game who's probably only on screen for about 10 minutes.
He's fine. Aren't you, Chief? You'll be okay, Jeff. You're gonna be okay. Stay with me. Holy shit!
Out of all the videos in this series, I think this is the one I'm most happy with. I just really like the music, the gags, the way it's edited, which is funny because I didn't even actually want to make this video. I frequently put up polls on my YouTube channel asking subscribers which video I should make next, and I literally only picked Far Cry 5 because it had a 5 in it. At the time, what I really wanted to do was make a video in Titanfall 2, Halo 3, or Battlefield 4. And somehow Far Cry 5 won, so I reluctantly started to make this video, but actually had a really good time making it. This clip features another one of my most used sound bites. I have a file on my computer which is just Nathan Drake saying no for about 5 minutes. Normally I use it with clips involving frag grenades, but this time I tried an aeroplane and it worked really well. GTA San Andreas is probably still my favourite Grand Theft Auto game. Maybe. 5 is also really good. And I know it's controversial, but I did really enjoy playing through the definitive edition of this. Sometimes when you go back and play an old video game, you'll find something that really surprises you. And I found this hidden cutscene which I had no idea existed. It's not so much funny, but it was surprising, and that's how it ended up on this list. This one was a real pain in the ass to edit. For some reason, when recording from my Xbox 360, the audio never captured. I've since bought a new TV and for some reason that's fixed the problem, but I had to manually add every single piece of audio into this video. There's nothing overly special about my favourite death in this scene, but it celebrates the cool set pieces that go into these games. Sometimes a death is harder to pull off than you may think, and this one did take a few tries. Mainly because you have to try and avoid getting shot by a bunch of bad guys to get in the right place, the right spot for this to happen. Now, I know this is a bold statement, but I think Far Cry 6 might be my favourite Far Cry game. Only just slightly ahead of Far Cry 3, mind you. Far Cry games offer a great deal of creativity and variety in the number of deaths you can pull off, mainly involving explosives and wild animals. And this one involves both. I was messing around in the game and found out you can place landmines on top of your animal companions, so I took it to the extreme and made this ridiculous looking clip. Loads of people requested me to do Tomb Raider, so it was bound to end up on my channel sooner or later. This shows I do listen to your requests, so keep the comments coming. When I combined audio from the seagulls and Finding Nemo with the clip of poor Lara getting munched on by piranhas, I literally couldn't stop laughing. I watched it over and over and over again. And it is by far my favourite gag in this particular video. What a truly awesome game GTA 5 is. The open world is absolutely incredible, and being able to switch between characters gave me some great opportunities for some fun and unique deaths. Here I kept swapping in between Franklin and Trevor, leading to this spectacular death that opens the video. So we just featured a death number 1, let's feature a death number 100. I think Call of Duty 4 is still my favourite Call of Duty after all this time. I'll never get tired of watching this nuclear explosion scene, and the remastered version just makes it even more spectacular. Sometimes games will have a scripted death in them, which is great for my series. It's basically a free death handed to me on a silver platter. It's gotta go in the video. think out of all my videos, this one took the longest to make, as I had to play through 4 massive open world games back to back. From start to finish, this video probably took about 2 months to make. The Just Cause games are brilliant for creativity and chaos, and this clip provides both. I used to do this all the time in the game, because I'm a complete child and I'm very immature. I had to feature in the video somewhere and turn it into a death, as I'd perfected the art of making rocket-powered toilets. I think this is my favourite video out of all the ones I've made, but I'm a bit biased because Mass Effect is my favourite video game franchise ever. One day it might get beaten, but who knows. I almost picked Death by Snoo Snoo for this one because it's a Futurama reference, and also because I literally had to play through the whole game again just to get this one sequence, because I wasn't playing it evil enough, and you had to be super evil to be able to recruit this one member for your squad. Mass Effect 3 will always be remembered for its controversial 3-colour ending, which I referenced a bit in the last 3 deaths of this video. During the final sequence of the game, Commander Shepard has flashbacks to his favourite squad mates throughout the game. I mixed these up a bit by inserting clips of his pets instead. But for the last clip, I added something that was sadly taken from us when the games were remastered. And that thing is, pervy close-ups of Miranda's bum. This isn't the first, and this certainly isn't the last time I used the Thomas the Tank theme tune in a video. Bass boosted version, of course, but it's definitely the favourite clip I've used it in. I think the audio gags works best when it sounds like they could actually be playing in the video itself. And in this one I feel like the train is literally playing the Thomas the Tank Engine theme tune as it smashes into this car, especially when the main character of the game screams. It gives the Thomas the Tank Engine theme tune the threat and terror it deserves. I really like Infinite Warfare. I don't understand why I get so much hate. Maybe it's because I'm one of only 4 people in the world who only play Call of Duty for the story mode. So maybe most of the hate is aimed at the multiplayer. I don't really know. I don't play online. I'm a campaign guy. I love a good story. I just don't have the time or the determination to become good at playing online. With a lot of modern games, hand-holding is a big problem for me when it comes to making this series. Whether it's invisible walls, weak-ass explosions, or getting gently pushed along by vehicles instead of getting crushed underneath the wheels. Why would you let me just die, goddammit? With this death, I was delighted to find out you could just simply walk out this open hangar bay and plummet towards the surface of Venus. Your main character even gives out a little expletive, which adds to the fun. This was a remaster of my very first 100 Ways to Die video. Creating it brought so much joy and happiness to many of my long-term viewers. And I got so many positive comments from you guys, which make all the time and effort I put into make these videos worthwhile. My favourite clip from this one involves some quick editing and a grenade, which in the 100 Ways to Die series, grenades are my best friend. I also somehow managed to get a grenade perfectly lined up with a chicken's cloaca. So go me, I guess? This is the only video in the series that is really a true sequel to a previous video, which is why I decided to call it 100 More Ways to Die in Uncharted rather than 100 Ways to Die in Uncharted 4/Lost Legacy. A couple of the deaths in this one actually involved me doing a bit of animation, notably the nun's laser eyes, and Sully getting annoyed at Nate and shooting him after he's taken his photo multiple times. But I decided to go for a different one that a lot of people comment on. The sound effects play an important part in my videos, but also so do the captions. And this clip shows just how funny the captions can be, and how they can take something in the game completely out of context and make it hilarious.
You have something I want, and you're going to give it to me. Where is it?
Guess I left it in my other pants.
Thanks for wasting my time.
I think this is another hugely underrated Call of Duty game. I love the campaign. There are so many awesome set pieces in it, and you get to go to space. I rarely pick an up-to-date reference or meme. If I did that, the meme or reference would soon become old, and then there'll just be another old meme, like the rest of them. So I always keep my memes or references positively ancient, or obscure like this one. The clip comes from Command & Conquer Red Alert 3, in which celebrated actor Tim Curry barely holds it together as he reads out this line. It always makes me laugh. and going to space finally gave me an excuse to use this clip.
I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
If I'm honest, I found making this video a real drag. I'd only really just got back into making YouTube videos, and my love and passion for the 100 Ways to Die series hadn't really come back yet at this point. But don't worry, that's a completely different story these days. I absolutely love making these videos again. Getting run over by vehicles has always been a regular feature in this series, and what makes this one particularly funny is the character talking on the radio. It does look like he's not paying attention and gets exactly what's coming for him.
3-1 to Watcher. We're moving to the tarmac. Where's that air support?
Echo 3-1.
I don't want to spoil the series too much, but I do fake a lot of deaths, it has to be said. I do get a lot of comments about this next clip asking me whether it's real or fake. There's a particularly funny Easter egg in this game where if you keep taking Woods' photo, he gets more and more annoyed. But if you annoy him enough, does he actually shoot you? But only if you're good at video editing, if you catch my drift.
Snap a picture. Ops want to see this. Hey, is that thing working? Hope you got my good side. All right, enough already. Point that thing at the base.
The Crash Bandicoot series is a childhood favourite of mine, and I actually used a hell of a lot of Crash Bandicoot music in my 100 Ways to Die series. This was probably the easiest video to find 100 Ways to Die in, as it is a particularly difficult game. My favourite clip in this one references my favourite movie, Mad Max Fury Road. I don't think there's anything more to add, really. This was my first video back after my 8-year hiatus. Basically, growing up and adulting kind of took away a lot of my free time, so I felt I didn't have time to make videos anymore. Then the pandemic happened and I had a lot more free time on my hands, so I started making videos again. And it made me realize how much I missed it, and I've now found time in my life to make these videos, because I do really enjoy it. I used to film the TV screen with a camera, which is why my quality used to be really poor. I bought a capture card, but I hadn't quite figured out how to use it at this point, so the quality was still pretty poor. Anyway, I love the amount of details in this game, one of which is if you hide underneath a bed, sometimes the enemies will walk straight past you. Sometimes they'll drag you out and find you, like here. And also I got to use some dialogue from my favourite mission in Red Dead Redemption 2. One where you get drunk at a saloon and run around trying to find your friend Lenny. 100 Ways to Die in Red Dead Redemption 2 will come along one day. It's just a lot of game to play, you know. I need to build myself up to it. We're now back in what I call my classic videos. These were all filmed over a decade ago now. That probably makes you feel old. It makes me feel old. This is by far the most viewed video on my channel, with well over 600,000 views now. Honestly, I never knew that one of my videos would ever reach that kind of heights. This is one of my favourite clips that I've ever made. In Uncharted 2, you get the ability to unlock different skins, and that's how I pulled off this clip. Obviously, there is no zombie, it's just Nathan Drake in a Dead Explorer skin, edited together to make it look like there was a zombie. I still get comments to this day from disappointed people who got to this bit in the game and didn't find a zombie.
Great. Power's out and the girl's trapped. I swear to God, if there's a zombie around the next corner...
Please remaster this game so I can remaster this video. Imagine seeing the coolness of this epic set piece in high definition, instead of whatever this pixelated madness is I filmed here. Oh, Gears of War, how much I've missed you. I'm now a PlayStation guy, so I haven't been able to play the newer two. Although I've heard I haven't really missed out much If I had an Xbox S, X, or whatever on earth they're called these days, I'd have definitely made 100 more ways to die in Gears of War by now. But I'm not buying a whole new console just to make one video. Gears of War 2 was my favourite game for a long time, and one of my favourite quotes is, "It's a giant worm! They're sinking cities with a giant worm!" It's just so ridiculous, and I had to put it in this video, and yeah. But unfortunately, Marcus doesn't get a chance to finish his epic quote.
They're sinking cities with a giant...
Who knows, one day maybe I'll return to the Dead Space series and finally make 100 Ways to Die in Dead Space 1, Dead Space 3. Well, they're remaking the damn thing, maybe I'll make a whole new video for the remake. Anyway, who's ready for an epic 2001 A Space Odyssey reference? This is a video I'll probably never remake. Even if they do a remaster of the game, I won't be able to use any of the epic music I've used in it, because it's all copyrighted. Back in the day, I didn't really care what music I used, and it's come back to bite me, as pretty much all my old videos have some form of copyright strike against them. Whereas only 2 of my newer ones do. Only because it's impossible to use Nate's theme from Uncharted without getting a strike, even if it's a cover version. There's a lot of epic moments in this video, which are in perfect time with the music, which is something I've always tried to do in my videos. It just adds another level to them. And I think this bit of the video is my favourite example of the action happening in time with the music. Now, I might have to mute it, because of, like I said, it's copyrighted music. And I apologise in advance if that's what happens, and you basically just have a clip now with no audio. Sorry. So here we finally are, back to where it all began. 100 Ways to Die in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I know this video brings so much nostalgia for many of you, and takes you right back to your childhood. For my favourite in this one, I've decided to pick a gag that appears in a hell of a lot of my videos, and that is just simply pancake. The reference comes from a game called Unreal Tournament 3, in which you have this epic voiceover guy, who has many great lines, depending on how you've been killed or how you kill people. And if you run over someone in a tank, you get this epic pancake. And I absolutely love the audio clip, and I've used it so many times now I can't even count. So that's it. All 30 of my videos, my favourite deaths. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video and you've learnt a few things along the way. If you made it this far, here's a little treat for you. Here's a little sneak peek of things I filmed for videos that will happen sometime in the near future. Keep posted, and thanks for watching.
Now the